Delighted goes dark on June 30th, and if you're still on it, you have got about 4 weeks before your surveys, your dashboard, and every NPS response you have collected are gone. In a window that tight, the instinct is to grab the fastest lookalike and move on. I'd push back on that because the best Delighted replacement isn't the one that gets you through the next few weeks, but the one you are still happy with years from now. That's Zonka Feedback, and I'll show you exactly why I say it. Hi, I'm Kanika from Zonka Feedback, your go-to platform for customer experience and AI feedback intelligence. Let's get started. Does Zonka Feedback do everything Delighted did? For the day-to-day, Zonka does everything Delighted did and more. You get NPS, CSAT and CS surveys with automatic scoring and trends. The same lightweight setup Delighted was known for. It gets you live in minutes without any implementation complexity. On channel, Zonka Feedback actually goes wider. Email, two-way SMS, WhatsApp, in-app and website widgets, QR codes and offline kiosks, you name it. Delighted was built for email and it dropped essence back in 2022. So most teams switching gain reach here, not lose it. And if it was for Delighted's automated email surveys you relied on, you won't lose that either. So collection isn't the question. What changes is what happens after a response has come in, and that's what we'll address next. So what do you actually gain in Zonka Feedback by moving from Delighted? Delighted was built to collect feedback simply, and for a long time that was enough. But most teams hit a point where collecting the score isn't the hard part. Acting on it is. A customer leaves you a 3 and the real question is what happens next? That's what Zonka Feedback adds. When a detractor comes in, it routes to the right person, opens a ticket in Zendesk, Intercom or Freshdesk and sends a Slack alert the same day. The follow-up happens on its own and closing the feedback loop is actionable and faster. Salesforce works the same way and this is the part teams notice most. Delighted sync ran one direction, so a lot of teams were exporting and uploading lists manually. Zonka syncs both ways. A survey fires when a deal closes and the score writes back onto the contact record. It also brings your teams in one view. A lot of Delighted setups ended up siloed, support running one project, CX another with no way to see across them. Zonka rolls those into a single picture so the whole program lives in one place. And then there's its AI that reads your open-ended responses, picks up the themes, the sentiment and the product or location a customer mentions with no manual tagging. You open the dashboard and the patterns are already there, unlike Delighted's only basic keyword trends functionality. That's what makes it a long-term move. You're not replacing what Delighted did, you're adding everything that comes after it. Is Zonka Feedback the right fit for my industry? Quick rundown, because the answer depends on where you sit. If you are in e-commerce, you get post-purchase NPS and CSAT triggered automatically after an order, native to Shopify plus website and in-app surveys to catch customers in the moment. If you are a SaaS or tech team, surveys run right inside your product and scores flow both ways in Salesforce or HubSpot, so feedback lands on the account record where your teams already works. If you're in retail or you run multiple locations, each manager sees their own store's feedback while leadership sees the whole picture. So a regional team isn't stuck sharing one dashboard. If you're in financial services or insurance, you get the security and compliance backbone these programs need, with feedback tied straight into your CRM workflows. And if you're in healthcare, this is usually the clincher. Zonka is HIPAA compliant and signs a BAA with ISO certification on top. How does the cost compare between Delighted and Zonka Feedback? Pricing is one of the major concerns for most teams as Delighted's official migration path, Qualtrics, built for large enterprise programs, is expensive. It runs $25,000 a year and up with months of setup. For most teams leaving Delighted, that's a far bigger jump than the moment calls for. Zonka Feedback starts around $170 a month, which actually comes in a little under what you were paying for Delighted's premium plan. At that level, you get the surveys, the channels, the closed-loop workflows, powerful integration with AI built in. The deeper AI features like text analytics sit on the high plan, so the price scales with how much intelligence you actually need. Either way, you are in the same ballpark you were paying before for a tool that does a lot more. What happens to my data and how fast can I move? After June 30th, Delighted deletes everything. So the one thing you can't do is wait. But here's the reassuring part. Your data comes with you and the move is faster than most teams expect. You don't have to handle it on your own. The Zonka team rebuilds your surveys, imports your full history so your NPS trends stay unbroken, and sets up your integration. The migration is completely free, and for most teams, it's done in 2 to 3 days, not months. So, circling back to where we started, is Zonka Feedback the best replacement for Delighted? For most teams making this move, yes. It keeps what Delighted did well and offers more at a similar price. And the real test was never just surviving the shutdown, it's whether you'll still be satisfied you chose it a year from now. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more Seats Insights, and tell me in the comments what's the one thing your Delighted replacement tool absolutely has to get it right. See you in the next one.